Here we go. We are leaving. Take the announcement. Universe. There we go. Okie doke. Hey, Windows update. All right, let's do this thing. Quiet on the set.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. As the Oracle foretold, two idiots who would misinterpret the news so you don't have to. Live from Deltona, Florida, the avatars themselves, Jack and Laz.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the Shroud of the Avatar news so you don't have to do anything other than question your own personal life choices and ours, because they deserve to be questioned each and every single day. Yes. Oh man, it is Friday and giveaways are open. Something like that. If you are a Shroud player and you're looking for a streamer bundle, you need to go to twitch.tv/NBNN News and twitch.tv/Cinesist. Then bang, bundle me to get in on those streamer bundles. And then, and if you're here for Steam key giveaways, you can go to twitch.tv/NBNN News and bang, I love free shit. Then come over to my side, twitch.tv/Cinesist, and bang the bootay. I don't
Bang
look
it
like that
hard.
look in Tyrion's eyes right now. That's look of I'm going to do something really stupid.
Well, that's
You are
just
going
cats
to.
in general.
Oh yeah, but the ears and eyes of I see something I'm going to do that's very questionable. Okay,
Absolutely.
now he's jumping up on the bookshelves, but y'all can't see that.
Yes, giveaways are open. Of course, as always, if you want your own mystery game key, you can either tip Jack or myself 300 bits. We'll reach into the grab bag and find you a key. Could be worth 99 cents, could be worth $100+. Just never know. But you can do that. And of course, tipping 500 bits on my side gets you automatically entered into the supporter race at the beginning of every month, or a sub will also get you in. Don't forget, if you've got Amazon Prime, you've got one free sub per month. We'd appreciate it if you use those, because you got to use it or lose it, and we'd appreciate it if you use those on our streams. Because hey, it's a perk and it helps keep supporting NBNN. And of course, welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is Fruck Awesome Friday, May 22nd, 2026, here inside and outside of Shroud Avatar. Dark Blue Monkey, greetings to you too, as in everybody else joining us here on this Friday, Memorial Day weekend kicking off here. For those of you who took advantage and took today off and are
Congratulations
taking a
on your
4 day
4-day
weekend,
weekend.
that's right. Unfortunately, that's not us. We're taking a 7 day weekend, believe it or not.
Yes,
Something like that is, of course,
something like that.
Monday being Memorial Day. There won't be a show on Monday. Technically, I have a procedure on Wednesday, so most likely you will not see us till next Friday, just due to health reasons,
Real life, yeah,
complications, real life
yeah.
getting in the way. But hopefully soon we'll be able to return to a full normal schedule, maybe. Just all depends on how this all works out. But meanwhile,
Having to
that's
change
right.
doctors 5 months into the year.
Yeah, happy Fruck Day, says Rustic Dragon.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
just
is
checked to see Fruck hasn't logged into the game in 5 years.
oh yeah, I know. But you
Yeah.
know, a little bit of some of the old schoolers lives on, is back in the day when he was a regular around here. Fruck Awesome was the character name, and I enjoyed it so much that I just happened to use Fruck Awesome Friday one day, and he got a kick out of it, and so I asked him if he minded if I used that for every Friday, and he had no problem with it, and the tradition continues on. So thank to Fruck Awesome. One of those people who had a fight to keep his name because, Shroud logic.
Someone reported it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Shroud logic.
Shroud
Yeah.
consistency.
Because it sounded too much like the bad word.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But
Yet your former CEO and owner of the company literally created a character called Dorkstar to troll Darkstar.
yes. Yeah, speaking of that
Yeah.
owner, he made an announcement, and I can't believe this
Oh,
because I can't understand why he would be going to Dragon Con this year. But he says he's going. So if
he
anybody's
just wants to
he wants to what?
go watch people. He just wants to go watch people.
Oh. So if there's anybody who is planning on going, go try and find him and pester him.
Ask him what's going on with his ownership of
Yeah.
Catnip Games and Shroud of the Avatar.
I'll go.
Ask him
I'll,
what
I'll,
his responsibilities are these days. See if you can get a legit
Yeah.
answer out of him.
I'll go if I happen to win $1 million.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. That's what it'll cost for a hotel room and everything else that you want to do at Dragon.
yes, I said Dragon Con, Janie.
Yeah.
Is Dragon Con is traditionally Labor Day weekend every year in Atlanta, Georgia. Is I forget when I did it. I did it in I think either 16 or 18. Let me see real quick. When did I do Dragon Con? Dragon Con 2016. It was 2016 when I went. And we went with Lord British and Shooter Jennings and Justin and Wolf Tim and Laney. Oh, Laney's Justin. Eclipse, Winfield, a whole bunch of us went. We had a grand old time.
Spec, you forgot Spec getting married at that one.
Yes, Spec went and got married to her husband there. Richard Garriott actually was the officiant, yes, and it was a good time was had by all. We had a great weekend, just hanging out with each other, and we sat down in a bar one night and got a rough draft of the faction system that is still yet to be implemented.
Yeah, I mean,
Factions. Do you remember that pipe dream?
If you talk about all the things that we were told are coming that haven't been updated and half-ass implemented, I remember NPC schedules.
I mean, the ones that they got like 10 NPCs actually scheduled, and the rest of them stand around doing nothing with their thumbs up their butts. Correct. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and like your avatar is supposed to have a real impact in the game world.
Well,
which
remember
means
when
changing
your avatar
dialogue
was supposed to be you and not some fictional character's name? Yeah. And you see me running around out there with the name Harry? Yeah.
No.
You wouldn't have any difference. You would still be running around as Jack.
It's Jack, yeah. Although that is not my legal name.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Jack is the most one of the most common nicknames for it. So just the same way that John F. Kennedy was known by his friends as Jack, the same thing applies.
Yeah. I never really understood that one, but it is what it is.
What? John to Jack?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Language.
Yeah, again, just I never comprehended that one, but it is what it is. I mean, Richard and Dick, I don't know, where you got that one either, but,
Maybe he liked to jack off.
Well. Anyway,
So,
speaking of things that were not finished or promised to be finished, as I'm talking about the non-existent faction system, which, of course, supposedly there's a faction system for NPCs, but
half-assed,
but not for PCs. So we were talking the other day. Go ahead.
I would say the reason I say half-assed is because there's supposed to be multiple factions that don't exist. What they did was created a single faction to keep mobs from fighting each other occasionally.
Yeah,
so they would put them in the same faction. Whereas the real thing is each mob group is supposed to have a different type of faction. So occasionally you would actually have mobs fighting each other in a scene. But that goes to the half-assed implementation that these scenes would evolve to where each time you load into a scene, you may not have the same mobs at the location that you zone in on, because depending on what the factions were doing inside the scene, you would have, like, you clear out a zone and then another faction's actually supposed to move into it. Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's all kind of silly stuff.
Long live this stymie says, Star promised us to expand the hot bar by 2 more keys in the Austin Syndicon, which was, what was that? That was back in 1920? 18, 19, 20?
2018. Yeah, 19.
Yeah. And Janie Murphy says, what about the inability to put the new mature white roses into planting pots and / barrels? Yeah, because we fully tested that stuff on our QA server before we went and put it into the game. But again, speaking of, as Jack likes to put it, Shroud of the Half-Atar, we talked about this. Yeah, well, yeah, you use it a lot, but
yes,
we were talking on Wednesday about a question from Mapper, and let's go ahead and refresh everybody on that, and then see the final reply on that, because you gotta just love this shit, folks. You just gotta love this shit.
The Lava Lake Room progress. I was going through some old patch notes and noticed in July last year, coming in the middle of the month, we have an enormous lava room based on the minecart foyer. The room is huge, more square meters than Blackblade Pass. Then in August, it was said it was nearly done and it would be on QA. Ravlox's official answer: the progress was discussed and shown on the last release stream. Sadly, documented exploits unrelated to the player dungeon room have a higher priority. And I hadn't seen this last live stream, so that's good news, and I totally agree. Priorities. It's just a fault of ambitious advertising on your part then. I just wonder, it was nearly ready for QA 10 months ago, but then wasn't? Well,
yes.
Mapper, it's because he forgot and he squirreled.
Bro.
He encountered an issue that was too difficult to understand and put it away and worked on 100 other things that were supposed to have been done 100 years ago. Yes, yes.
I added a rock and another rock.
I added a rock
and another rock.
I changed the spelling of something.
Added a
like
new
your
POT. Changed the name of a POT.
Yeah. Well, Novia time, it's more than 100 years.
Oh, yeah. Way more than that, Knight Rider.
As CC says, I added a rock with eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one where...
That'll be a golem.
Keeper of the added rocks. By tour. That's too much. That's too funny.
Yes.
Yeah, rock with eyes would be a golem.
Well, you're saying that, and I'm thinking...
It depends if it's...
It would be great if we had, like, googly eyes that we could add to inanimate objects just for giggles and grins. Just for some added fun.
Yes. Although, wasn't that... Eclipse Maiden that went on a googly eye spree? No, wait, that was Udic person that went on a googly eye rampage for a long time. I forget, Galara Dragon or something like that.
I forget.
Yeah. Yes. She went all googly eyed on all kinds of stuff. Even was like putting it on the avatar pictures and things. Yes. Yes, we needed googly eyes. But yeah, I mean, I mean, how many years have we talked about failure to deliver on things that we've been told are coming soon?
Yes, and again is like
Uh,
we just finally got
14.
good. Yeah, is about
Yeah.
that, Lomir. But
Yeah.
yeah, we were talking about things like that, and with the lava room, and then he went ahead and converted made two other rooms. But of course, we released the fire elemental totems uh,
Months
completely
before that.
6 months
Before
ahead
that.
of
Yeah.
actually having a room. You would think that we would
Yeah.
create the room first and then the elemental totems say after, but here we put the totem before the cart basically, and you had these
And no
totems to
room
put
to
in
put it in
rooms, but no place to put it in. Yeah,
for
absolutely.
a year.
And
For
even
for
then,
about a year. Yeah.
yeah, and even then, these rooms are just now getting fixed as something we still haven't
Some
tested to verify whether
some of
it's
them for
working yet
fifth
either.
time.
Yes, where you would catch fire walking into certain rooms just by walking near the
Yeah.
lava instead of
Yeah.
But anyway, but speaking
I know.
of more promises, I think that this next topic is going to uh it's one of them things that make you go, hmm.
The fuck?
What, yeah, well, or what the fuck? There you go, Lomir. Yeah, just straight out with it. Love
Okay.
you, man.
Which one is this one?
The Apple Silicon and the
Okay.
Rosetta Stone.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because I don't understand what the Rosetta Stone in 3D actually means, because my understanding of the Rosetta Stone is language, right?
Well, I mean, it was the Rosetta Stone was a tablet that had the same text in three different languages, which allowed them to actually decipher other languages
Yeah.
meant. So it was your source document. Apple Silicon and the Rosetta Stone in 3D at a theater far, far, far away from you. A question
Don't
was asked
understand that either.
in Discord by Sethanon. Rebooted my Mac today after some updates. After the reboot, I opened a few apps and some started giving me warnings about not running in future releases of Mac OS. Did some reading and Apple is dropping Rosetta support in a coming release. I'm assuming the version of Unity that Shroud is built on doesn't support building specifically for Apple Silicon. If not, that will mean Shroud will not work on modern Macs at all that time.
Welcome to the Apple infrastructure.
Yeah. As of Mac OS 28, Apple will be eliminating the Rosetta translation, meaning that older version of Unity Editor will not run on M1 Mac. We don't develop using Apple devices. The core Rosetta framework will continue to be present in Mac OS, so legacy 64-bit games will still run, though Apple will not allow legacy games to update through the Apple Store. Since we have a direct download client, there should be no issues with continuing to update through direct patching for those still using Steam. My understanding is Steam will also continue to function for installs and updates. Steam is also updated to directly support M1 with last year. Other games such as Elder Scrolls Online and Guild Wars 2 have not made the changes required to avoid Rosetta and apparently do not have public plans to do so.
Right. Here's where it gets interesting, folks. Here's where it gets interesting.
We are working to update the project to a current version of Unity, which includes direct Apple Silicon support. Unity started native Apple Silicon support in Q3 of the year 2021. A test run of Unity 6 was pretty encouraging. Once we get the dominoes set up, we'll have a dedicated live stream on the topic.
Yeah. I know. It just
Unity version from 5 years ago.
It makes the mind hurt just seeing this in print. Unity
Yeah.
6 is actually the latest version, isn't it?
Well, let's go Google current LTS Unity version. That is 6.3, which was released in December 2024, which means Unity 7 or 8 will become the Unity long-term support probably this year,
Well, again, but
next year,
you know,
or quarter 4.
mine, and I believe yours and everybody else's understanding is that
Yeah.
you know, the upgrade path is from 2018 to 2019 to 2020, 21, 22, so on up until. But according to this, they've already did a test run of Unity 6, so I don't understand. You know, did
Well,
he
I
go?
mean, they
Did
still
he
have a
go?
lot of support to do.
Yeah, but did he go through all the upgrades in a test? Have we been informed of any such upgrades or any
No,
testing?
no.
Has there been a single comment as to testing?
Yeah.
Has there been a single inkling of any of this actually taking place in background? No, there has not. Once we get the dominoes set up, that'll be what, another 5 years, and then we'll be behind. Another 5 years in.
Yeah. Well, the next long-term support version following the annual release goal, the next major LTS version, likely under a 6.x or a new naming convention, is expected in late 2026.
Later on this year.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
if he actually got to 6, he would be
Uh-huh.
pretty close.
Closer, yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot closer than 2018 that we're on now, which is
Yeah,
now
correct,
8
correct.
years
Yeah.
out of date. Absolutely. You know, I wouldn't mind being, a half a year behind, considering that, we're 6 years plus behind, and
Oh yeah,
of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
a lot of technology has been changed and
Uh
reconfigured
I mean,
and updated to
RTX
where,
video cards.
yeah, where you got more support for more
Yeah. Ray
stuff,
tracing.
allowing the GPU to actually process more than the CPU, because as Ravlox will tell everybody that, you know, Shroud of the Avatar is CPU intensive, not GPU intensive.
Well, I
Why that
mean,
was, I think it was the optimize problem as to
oh,
why it's.
the Unity best practice of optimize at every pass, yet we're not going to do it
Yeah, yeah,
because
absolutely.
fuck it, we'll do
Hit
it
that on
live.
the nose.
Yeah.
Is one of the first things that Jack came across, and we've been, staunch supporters of, is that Unity best practice is, uh, write it, set it up,
Optimize it. Yeah.
optimize it, move on to the
Optimize
next.
and
Yeah,
LODs.
yeah. But what they did was wrote everything, threw it all together, and then decided to try and come back after the fact and optimize.
Yeah.
And that just does not work.
Here's our proof of concept. We'll come back and tweak that later on and
Yes.
improve it. And we're going to work on the major bugs before we go. Yeah.
Stop at your logic. This is soda. Yeah, absolutely, Tina. Is Rick Dahl. I am not so sure, not sure I believe Rav, but I am not positive. I have read conflicting things on this topic, as some of what I read includes anything built for Intel will not work at all when
On
Mac
Apple
OS
Silicon.
26 is released. Yeah, which, yeah, well, again, there, Rick Dahl. I
Well, I
will
mean
tell
that's
you.
where you end up with like different install packages for Apple Silicon versus Intel.
Yeah,
And
I will be the first
I've
one to
seen that
tell
all
you
over the place.
that Apple is not a gaming platform. Anybody who's playing on an Apple, I feel sorry for you, truth be told. You
Yeah.
know, it's not a platform where you should be gaming on. Most people run Apple and then
Anybody,
they run an
anybody,
emulator.
anybody who's playing on an Apple is playing chess.
No, they're playing tic tac toe.
No, they're playing Breakout
Yeah,
and Super
breakout.
Breakout.
They're playing Donkey Kong.
Dina says, honestly, I couldn't care less what Unity version they're on. What I care about is supporting hardware. If they could support, for example, RTX cards on the current
Yeah.
version, that would be fine. Yeah, but
Well,
the current version doesn't
but
support
our RTX
RTX.
cards came out 3 years after Unity 2018. So it cannot support an RTX card. So they have to replace the entire thing. And if you think about like, hey, we get to optimize all of our graphics methodology, it's like that's an improvement for the game because you get to change all these shaders that are being used.
Yeah.
But the problem is they're using shaders that were developed for Unity 4 in 2015 at times. And they would actually have to redo a bunch of shaders all over the place. And that's part of the problem that we have with loading scenes. Every time you do a scene load, it reloads all the shaders.
So you're saying they're pretty shady?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Bytor says
Yeah.
Pong plays pretty well on an Apple. Yeah, I bet it
Yeah.
does, Bytor. And Rick Dahl, again, as it may do so now. Again, I am not a fan of Apple. Period. I do not agree with.
I played Ultima 2 and Wizardry on an Apple IIe.
Yeah, no. The early apples are a totally different story, though, Mir. I'm talking about the new stuff they're doing. The Apple 2Cs, 2Es were actually really great little machines for what they were, and of course, if anybody knows their history with the games that we play, most of the Ultima games were programmed on an Apple. Yes, but
and the target market was the Apple.
Yes, but the direction that they've decided to go in, again, relating to their infrastructure, their grip on how they allow games to be published through their own store, what they actually allow developers to do, the what's the word I'm looking for? Huh?
Their walled garden that is
they're just big wall of problems that if it doesn't meet our specifications, you can't run it, period. They are just so far behind in that thought pattern that if it doesn't run within our preferred infrastructure, screw you guys. They are so far behind so many other things when it comes to mobile computing. The iPhone is a very simple to use phone, even though it's complicated, but the iPhone has so many features that it lacks that Android has had for years ahead of its time. They're just still trying to play catch up. I don't understand the fascination with $1,700 phones that you can get for less than $1,000 in a Samsung, and it does 3 times more stuff than an Apple will ever allow.
Well, the hour has passed. Streamer bundles have been pulled on my side.
So Rick Dahl,
Knight Rider,
they may be catching up on allowing that, but I still believe firmly that Macs are not for gaming. Period.
So, Laz, we'll put this into perspective. You remember the shift from Windows 3.1 to Windows 95?
Oh God!
And
what a leap, though.
The fact that you could go from multiple threads and at the same operating multiple threads at the same time, so you could run 2 different processes at the same time, which is something that Apple did not support until 2005, 2006 or something like that.
Yes.
Way later. It's like, but if you were a graphic designer or image editing, Apple products are absolutely the best thing you can do for that.
For graphic design and music composition, I would tell
Yeah,
people
Apple.
in a
Yeah,
heartbeat that they want to use apples. Absolutely. But
yeah.
gaming, and if you're of those two genres of artistic creativity, then most likely that's what you've grown up using to begin with. MIDI on Apple
Yeah.
compared to PC was a far cry better, always has been, and everything
Oh, yeah.
else for music and video editing and artistic creation, digital drawing, all that stuff has always been in the forefront of the Apple, what you call it, infrastructure. Is a word I'm looking for, but I can't
Yeah.
recall it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it was 2001.
Yeah. But anyway, enough about apples to oranges, PCs, all that stuff.
Yeah, but Apple M1 silicone versus Intel. I know lots of companies that build different installers depending on the processor type that's being supported. So there will probably be lots of problems with Apple with their upcoming release, probably in September.
Yeah, I mean, and again, just why would you update something and not have legacy support for stuff that
Yeah.
previously worked, which is again just one of them downfalls. Apple will change something in their infrastructure, and all of a sudden, what you had that was working great before will no longer work because they want control over how their framework works. And
Hey, man,
yeah,
planned
yeah.
obsolescence. Planned
Well,
obsolescence.
planned
Upgrade your shit.
obsolescence, was when somebody finally decided that, hey, you know what? Instead of just selling Microsoft Office this year and doing it
Subscription.
as a one-time package, we can sell a subscription every year
Oh,
and
yeah.
get that money train going because people will have no other choice. One of the probably worst decisions in PC
Hey,
computing software
Laz,
ever made, in my opinion.
as
Yes.
Michel Beige says, but who cares about Apple or Windows problems? We have Shroud with all its great logic.
Oh, it's great logic. That's right.
Shroud logic, we shall return to.
That's how we got its own name. That's right. Shroud
Yes.
logic. That's like Shroud math, trademark.
Yeah, as well as Shroud logic, trademark.
Yes. Is 3, by the way, if you need to know what Shroud math is all about. That
Yes.
random number
It's the
generator,
RNG.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good, we can almost always tell you what the outcome is going to be.
Where people showed up to a SodaCon all wearing 3 shirts.
Oh, that would be funny. That would be funny.
No, that did happen.
Did it?
In like 2018 or yeah. There were several people that were wearing Shroud RNG shirts with a bunch of 3s on them.
Oh, I didn't see anything like that, and I was with the Shroud crowd.
Well, you weren't paying attention. Or asked them why they were wearing shirts with 3. I think Brickbat was part of that crowd.
I don't remember him being
I
there.
want to rock. Yes. Huh?
I don't remember him being there.
It was a long time.
You sure you're not thinking of Habloth?
No.
Yeah, okay. Anyway. Rustic, when's the next Habloth? I'm just joking. No. Yeah.
Never. Stress related to putting on shit.
Hey, you got to admit he did a hell of a job on the last one. So
Oh, fucking phenomenal.
yes,
Phenomenal.
yeah. I mean that
Like
that
that
that that
was
that was
months of work.
a masterpiece of planning and one of probably the best gatherings I've ever attended in my lifetime. So it was definitely something
Thank you for
else.
that.
A
The Gathering.
Hey, but
gathering.
speaking of a half-atar development, we have a request from Muffy for
Murphy.
stationary instruments as town deco.
Oh, you think?
Because please add large instruments, pianos, drum, harpsichord, etc. as town deco placeable.
What?
Because, yeah.
What? Because we can place them on our lots, but we can't place them anywhere in the town. Why is that?
Yeah. Shroud logic, man. Or Shroud half-atar. We only half thought of deco as being POT or a town deco and versus individual lot deco.
Yeah,
All deco
again,
should go across both boards, really, in my opinion.
As long as you have a lot big enough to support the deco, why not?
well,
Precisely.
again, we're gonna just hammer on this one today, I guess. Shroud logic. If an item is
Oh, yeah.
placeable in one place, it should be placeable everywhere, regardless of whether it's a town lot, a city lot, a regular lot, a POT lot, even a POT decoration, or even, I still think we should be able to drop things anywhere in the world instead of just,
Well,
only on
yeah,
lots.
I agree with you, and it should have like a 10 or 15 minute timer and then just go poof.
It was back in the day when you used to walk around game, I'll use Ultima Online, and you were like out here.
Yeah, drop your pile of 30,000 gold that took you ages to gather up, and someone picks it
Bunny
up and
hop.
shoves it in their bank vault.
But
The,
you were out
the
here in a street area and you had some stuff you just wanted to maybe leave for a newbie. You would drop it right, on the floor. And if
yeah,
somebody came along within 10, 15 minutes, they could just literally pick it up and look at it. And if they liked it, they could take it and
take it.
keep it.
Yeah,
And if they didn't, they could drop it down and the timer would start again. And
and
you could
then
just,
you could put the trap chest there and
yeah,
then kill
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Woohoo!
Drop that poisoned piece of food and hope
that
that
is
somebody comes along and eats it and kill your
absolutely.
frenemies.
Yeah,
That's right. Is
yeah.
and that's something else that we should have had here with the cooking
Oh,
skill. There should
absolutely.
have been a
Yeah.
poisoning skill added to that, where you could just poison food. I was just actually watching some videos
Well,
on social media yesterday and
yeah.
getting into a lot of different revenge stories in video games. And one of them was that somebody was playing on a PvP Ultima server back in the day, and he met up with some people for an event that was going on. Apparently, the event was a funeral for a player, and he showed up, I guess, and did something out of turn. Tina, you saw that one? And the PvPers killed him because he, killed the vibe, supposedly. And in this PvP world, death was permanent. So if you lost your character, everything you had went poof. So this player came
Yeah.
back and started a new character and started plotting his revenge, became a cook, and became one of the most popular cooks in the game altogether, but he was also secretly working on his poisoning skills. And after several years, I think it was like 3 years. Was it 3 years, Tina, they said on that one? There was a big event that was going. I believe he invited everybody to, or he was asked to cater the event for the server. and he took all the food that he had and all the drink that he had, and he poisoned it all, and he laid it all out, and all in one fell swoop.
Killed everybody.
Apparently, there was a toast to toast for whatever it was, and all the characters picked up their drink, and they all quaffed down their drink, and they all started falling dead, and they all lost all their hard-earned characters because they fucked with this one guy for just doing
Years ago.
something
Yeah.
innocent, and he got his revenge, and I just laughed on that one because
Oh,
to,
that's a feel good story right there.
oh yeah, I mean,
It,
Tina
Tina's
says
like,
it
it
gets
gets
better.
better.
What got better about it? That's the pretty much if you want to.
Yeah.
Moral of the
There's
story.
supposedly a YouTube video for that. Hey, but Cece had while we're waiting for Tina to type that out, Cece did have a new error message. I haven't seen this error message before.
Oh, where is it? The green room?
Can we just go back to that story? Moral of the story: be careful who you mess with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do not know. Summer shower error. Your last session was closed because the server received unexpected data. This is caused by faulty networking hardware. Cough, cough, bullshit. Ensure that your drivers and firmware are up to date for your router and PC. Yeah, I've never seen that error. Probably restart the game. Probably fix that.
Actually, there's
Well, Cece's in game right now, so
yeah.
and his dragon did get kicked off the lot. Yeah, that's a new one.
No, I'm looking for.
In the forums for all the error messages.
Yeah, hang on. Let me get to here. There's actually
there's
a
list of error messages in the forums. Part of what he did over the time was collected slights from every tune and documented them. So when they PKs cried to the admins, he had roleplay reasons for all of it.
Oh,
that is hilarious.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
It was a role play server. That's right. It was a role play server.
Yeah. So he had role play reasons for the role play assassination of everybody.
Massacre.
Yes.
Was it Valentine's Day by any chance?
It would be really funny if there were a few survivors who did not offend him.
Yeah, summer shower is not listed in the guide. Actually, here's the actual guide for you, so we can talk about that. Let me get this over here. You can pull this up.
Yeah.
So that is a new one.
Yeah.
You're experiencing connection issues. Cicada, Ivory Tower, Pot Pie, Sea Breeze, Javelinas, Alteri, Pelican, Peach Pit, Wheat. I don't think I've ever seen a Wheat.
I've seen a Wheat.
Romeos, Jack Rabbit, and Toucan.
Yeah.
But I don't ever recall seeing this one, which is Summer Shower.
Summer Shower is a new one to both of us.
Yes.
But since CC did come back and his pet has been launched off of the lot to over by the sign, I expect he just had to restart the game client.
Maybe Ravalox's roof leaked when the summer shower happened.
Yeah, I don't even
possibly.
The server got wet.
Where is CC's dragon? I don't see it. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Um,
I
oh,
see him. He's in the
on the
fence.
other side of
Yeah,
yeah.
he's over by the fence there. I see him now. Oh, I see him now. Yeah, but see, speaking of CC, shall we give CC some props today? Like we,
Some CC shops.
yeah, he's got a forum post here. Oh, that's just a link to the
Image.
image, yeah. But CC Shop Anadorus, he's buying Kodos, 375 for a piece for 1,000, and he's selling lot deeds, homes, and hundreds of other items. Don't miss out on it because CC's got all sorts of great stuff out in Adoris. And
sounds like a POT upgrade coming.
For someone,
you
possibly.
Quite possibly. CC, are you planning on a POT upgrade? Or are you just trying to compete with the other Kodo shop? I mean, 375. Let me
Whatever.
see.
Yeah.
I mean, Phil's.
Phil's, thank you. Yes. What is Phil selling for these days? As I pull
Usually
this up.
370.
He's been higher than that. I'm pulling up. He uses them for trades. I see.
I'm not too worried about it.
Waiting for this listing to load because, again,
Shroud logic.
yeah, not Shroud logic, but yeah, Shroud spreadsheets.
Oh, it is Shroud logic because their back end logic for how they gather the data for that doesn't make sense as to why a query that returns a couple thousand and yet it's loading things.
CC, do you plan on selling for buying for more than Phil is selling for? Because he's got 365 listed. He's only got singles right now and Owl's Head, but they're 365. You're offering 10 gold more than what he's selling for at this point, so I would take CC up on that.
Is Phil selling or buying at what,
No,
365?
that was selling, but he only has singles here, so it might be some older listings. When were they listed? Last one was listed at 542 today. 542, 543. Yeah. So he put some singles on sale, but somebody must have.
Someone bought out all of his other crowns because he's normally got thousands of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's only singles here.
CC will have bought him out.
Yeah, CC may have because there were 10 less. Oh, okay, that's interesting. CC says Zealot sells for 370. The trick is to pay 5 more so people just go buy them out for me, and then they sell them to him so he doesn't have to go around doing all the hard work. I like the way you think, CC. You know,
that great way.
I will give you props for that one. Absolutely. That's my way of thinking. You know,
the buy shop and the sell shop are run by the friends.
Yeah, Jack and I stopped crafting a lot of our own stuff because we realized we can get it a lot cheaper off other players than just sell it at our prices, or just save us the time and energy. Even if we're crafting, we can just get stuff a lot cheaper. I mean, I've bought stuff that I've got years and years supply that I just never use anymore, but maybe one day.
Well, I mean, don't sell enough to do any of that because I got 32 friends online.
Hey, I got almost 40. I got 39. Imagine that. Now, you brought something up the other day, Jack, and I sort of nixed it before I actually did the math. If we continue to do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we have 50 streamer bundles total, we should be able to actually do doubles on
Yeah.
every day of the week.
Yeah.
That'll be 12 a week over 4 weeks. It would be 48, which would leave us 2 extras, but that means that we would actually be getting the full 50 in stock. So I'm going to propose for right now, starting next Friday, that on Mondays and Fridays, we do doubles. Not Wednesdays yet because, and then if we can get in sync with Laney getting us fully stocked up, then we can actually go to doubles on all 3 days.
Yeah.
Until such time as my dialysis schedule changes. I'm hoping to get like earlier days and do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but earlier times so that I can, be in and out before, showtime, and then we can maybe go back to the 5-day-a-week schedule. So, but that's all,
Yep.
iffy, and I still have a bunch of other hoops to jump through for all that. So, until such time, we're going to just continue on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday cadence that we've got going now. And again, this week, upcoming Memorial Day is Monday, so we won't be here Memorial Day. Wednesday.
And procedure on Wednesday.
I have a procedure 11 o'clock in the morning. There's no way I'm going to make it back here for that. And even if I did, I'm going to be drugged up, so I wouldn't be of any use, really. Although that might make for a funny stream. And so we'll return next Friday. And that'll just be that'll be right before the Monday release after that, which again we should actually have a release coming up Memorial Day, which is not happening, so it'll be happening on June 1st coming up. So it is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
did I tell you about my doctor's appointment earlier in the week on Tuesday?
What about it?
So on Tuesday, I had a 4-hour long, 4.5 hour long doctor's appointment.
My goodness.
Well, I mean, that was my door back to my door, 4.5 hours for a single doctor's appointment. It's like, what the fuck? I got referred to I got referred to an. It sucked. There was a reason I don't go to Austin for doctor's appointments.
I bet.
But it's like I can't afford, or actually I can, but I don't feel like my time is worth a 4-hour long doctor's appointment for a non-priority. But this clinic that I was at, they have different areas, and each different area has its own check-in. So there were 6 different teams. Okay, so I walk in the door and ask the very front receptionist, where do I check in for this endocrinology department? So I go in, and they're like, okay, you need to check in at team 3. Okay, so I go to team 3 and try to check in online. That fails. So I end up speaking with the people. Hey, look, I'm having a problem with the online check-in. So they get me checked in. They go ahead, take a seat, blah, 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 blah. 20 minutes later, hey, they call me up and they're like, oh, your doctor got moved and you need to go to team 5 and check in there.
That's ridiculous.
So then I go down to team 5. 15 minutes later, they call me up again and it's like, hey, your doctor was moved all the way back. It hadn't actually moved from team 2. So you need to go to team 2
Ridiculous.
and check in. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is this bullshit? It's like, yeah,
Crazy.
this shit not worth it.
But we got to do
And
it if
then,
we want to stick around and hang out here a little longer. So, it is what it
yeah.
is. But you know what it
Hey,
is? It's time
time
for
for us
us
to
to
get the
wrap
block
things
out of
up.
here.
That's right. Start to kick off the Memorial Day weekend
Yeah, I think
right
I
here.
killed a few minutes a great way. What do you think?
Absolutely. Love this shit.
Knight Rider getting a streamer bundle for me.
All right. And mine is going to go to Noob Skyblabber. Congratulations, Noob. As we open up those streamer bundles and get Noob.
And Murphing all the way is going to be a copy of
Annie
a
Murphy.
game.
All right. Okay. And we're going to go
Deck
for
of
the.
Souls.
What does she got?
Deck of Souls.
Deck of Souls.
Wait,
Congratulations.
sorry. Where is that deck line? Deck line.
And Noob
I
Skyblabber
think I mean.
getting my game key today as we get over here and go to the mystery grab bag and see. And Noob is going to get a copy of Roto Force on Steam. Roto Force. And let's see what that is worth. Roto Force is. Come on. An $8 game. $8 game going out to Noob. So congratulations, Noob. And there you go. There is your game key. Enjoy that. But meanwhile, we're going to wrap things up here. We will be back next week, next Friday, right here on NBNN. I hope you all find something to keep yourselves occupied. But unfortunately, real life interferes sometimes, and that's just the way the old cookie crumbles. We'll be back next Friday, right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
I'm Steve.
And no Lomir? Lomir's here someplace. And this is NBNN, and Tina's out of here. That's right. Have a great, happy, safe, and healthy Memorial Day weekend, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.